A transatlantic rupture is widening. This time, not over war or trade, but over speech, power, and who controls the digital world. European leaders are openly condemning the United States after Washington imposed visa bans on 5 prominent European figures linked to efforts to regulate American tech giants. Among those targeted, Thierry Breton, former EU commissioner and one of the chief architects of Europe's Digital Services Act. Alongside him, for leading anti-disinformation campaigners from Germany and the United Kingdom. The response from Europe has been furious. French President Emmanuel Macron accused Washington of coercion and intimidation, warning the move is an attempt to undermine European digital sovereignty. Why? Why yesterday 11, Germany, Spain, the UK, and senior EU officials have joined the condemnation with Brussels signaling it is prepared to respond swiftly and decisively. At the heart of the dispute is the Digital Services Act, a landmark EU law designed to force major online platforms to tackle hate speech, illegal content, and election manipulation. Washington sees it very differently. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio claims Europe is engaging in extraterritorial censorship, accusing EU regulators of pressuring American platforms to suppress viewpoints they oppose. Trump administration says it will no longer tolerate what it calls attacks on American free expression. Europe says that claim is false. Macron insists the rules were adopted democratically. APPL only within Europe and ensure that what is illegal offline is also illegal online. These rules, he says, will not be dictated from outside Europe. Thierry Breton, now barred from entering the U.S., calls the move a witch hunt, reminding Washington that the law was backed by 90% of the European Parliament and all 27 EU member states. EU Commission President Ursula von der Leyen has weighed in, vowing to protect freedom of speech and Europe's regulatory autonomy. The timing is explosive. Just weeks ago, Elon Musk's platform was fined euro 120 million under the DSA for transparency violations. Now the confrontation is escalating beyond fines into visas, diplomacy, and open threats of retaliation. Do you have any reaction on the fine that was imposed to X by the European Union to X to the platform? X the fine, amazing are you talking about? Is that European Union? Or is it who did that European Union or you European Commission? Whoa, that's a nasty one. Elon has not called me to ask for help in that one. But no, it's a tough thing. I don't think it's right. No, I don't think it's right. I don't see, how they can do that. No, I'm going to speak about it later. I'm going to get a full report on it. Look, Europe has to be very careful. They're doing a lot of things. We want to keep Europe. Europe is going in some bad directions. It's very bad. Very bad for the people. We don't want Europe to change so much. They're going in some very bad directions. That was a big thing. Critics across Europe warned this is no longer just about tech regulation. They say it reflects a deeper cultural and political clash between the Trump administration and Europe over democracy, rule of law, and who sets the rules in the digital age. Some European lawmakers are going even further, accusing Washington of confronting democracies while accommodating authoritarian powers. As one French MEP put it, we are not a colony of the United States, we are Europeans. With tensions already high over Ukraine, trade, and global power, this latest dispute opens a new front. One fought not with weapons, but with laws, platforms, and control of the digital space. And the message from Europe is unmistakable. This fight is far from over. A major geopolitical storm is brewing across the Atlantic. The Donald Trump administration has imposed visa bans on 5 prominent Europeans, accusing them of pressuring American tech companies to censor U.S. voices. Washington calls it a fight for free speech. Europe calls it foreign interference. And at the heart of this clash is one explosive question. Who controls speech in the digital age? U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio made the announcement public on X, issuing a sharp warning to Europe. For far too long, ideologues in Europe have led organized efforts to coerce American platforms to punish American viewpoints they oppose. Rubio said the Trump administration will no longer tolerate what it calls extraterritorial censorship and confirmed the State Department is now barring what he described as leading figures of the global censorship industrial complex. And he added the list can grow. So who exactly is Washington targeting? The 5 Europeans hit with U.S. visa bans are Thierry Breton, former EU commissioner who oversaw tech regulation, Imran Ahmed, CEO of the Center for Countering Digital Hate, Josephine Ballon, and Annalena von Hodenberg, both leaders of German NGO Hate Aid, and Claire Melford, who runs the Global Disinformation Index. Washington says these figures pushed foreign censorship campaigns against Americans and U.S. tech firms, triggering what Rubio calls serious foreign policy consequences. When that time,